You know, I was cleaning up today. You know, I was cleaning up my apartment. I was doing that heavy clean. You know what I'm saying? I put the music on and I just got into my own little world. Y'all know when y'all get a good cleaning going, it's like your body's just moving. Your body's just organizing things. And you're not even really conscious. You're just thinking about a whole bunch of other things while you do it. And weirdly enough, one of the thoughts that popped into my head was that group of kids when I was in Wyoming for work. Now, even when I was in Wyoming, I knew I was there for a bigger reason. I knew there was a reason why, of all places, I was dragged to Wyoming. You know, and it was because of those kids, too. I know there was multiple reasons, but that was definitely one of them. You know, it's like every single day after I was done with work, like I would go onto the park, get my workout in, maybe shoot the basketball around. Like I can't play competitively anymore, but if I see a basketball hoop and I have a ball, I'll shoot around. You know what I'm saying? And there was all these kids there. And like you would think that I was a celebrity the way they treated me when I was there. Oh my gosh, man, good shot. Like there'd be mad kids just watching me do simple little layups. Every time I missed, they'd be like, try again, try again. Like I was a celebrity to them because their world is so small. Because this is the world that their parents created for them. That's why I'm grinding so hard right now, because I'm making sure that when I have my daughter, I can give her the world. And of course, teach her modesty, humbleness, generosity, all that type of stuff. But I want to make sure that she doesn't want for nothing. That's why I'm working so hard right now. But this might be a very tough thing to say. And don't get me wrong, I understand that no person is perfect. Therefore, being a parent, that's the hardest job in the world. You can't be a perfect parent. I get that, you know. But like I feel for those kids because their parents' best put them in this small little box called Rawlins, Wyoming, where literally no one is there. We ask the people, you know, what is there to do here? And the people that have lived there their entire lives say there is nothing to do here. The people that live there said that to me. And that's crazy. That's what you provided for your kids. I'm not even saying just because you're not rich and all that type of stuff. I'm saying because you didn't give them the drive to get the fuck up out of there. You know, a lot of people say, I need to get up out of the hood. I need to get out of the hood. Well, you need to get up out of these little tiny little places where there's zero opportunity as well. Get them out of there. You know, that's why I'm so thankful for my parents. You know, and it's like as a kid, you know, mind you, as a 16-year-old, there's like a little thing, and I'm just going off here. I'm just venting. You know, when I was a kid, there was a quote that I saw. It was on a meme where it was like, just a couple of years ago, these kids had to raise their hands to go to the bathroom. Now you're giving these 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, like you're making them make the decision for the rest of their lives. What school do you want to go to? What major do you want to get? So a week ago, I had to raise my hand, but now I'm planning on what school I wanted to go to. You know, and I can't even lie. It used to infuriate me when, like, and don't get me wrong, they didn't put this against me, you know, and shout out to my parents once again. Thank you for the sacrifices that you made, you know, but like, it used to infuriate me when they said, well, we went into all this debt to send you to this school and blah, blah. I'm like, I didn't know. I was a 16-year-old when I picked this school. I didn't know what thousands of dollars was. I didn't know what debt was. I didn't know what loans were. You said, what school do you want to go to? I picked one. And I only picked that school because I wanted to outdo everyone in my class. I wanted to go to the top 5% of the people in my class. I was competitive in that way. I wanted to win. That's the only reason I picked the school that I went to, and I will be unloading on them once I don't need corporate America anymore. I will be, but until then, I'll keep that, you know, under wraps. You know, but it used to infuriate me when they used to throw that in my face. Oh, we went into so much debt for blah, blah, blah. I didn't know. You could have told me as a 16-year-old, hey, we can't afford that. So can you pick a different school? Oh, dang, my bad, guys. I didn't know that was that expensive. I would have gone somewhere else. And this is something I've talked about before, but my mom is like very, you know, very, not patriotic, but very spirited, if you will, when it comes to the school I went to, when it comes to football. And every time the football game is on, oh, such and such is playing, I'm like, I don't give a fuck, Mom. I don't give a fuck. You now know what I've went through, and you still give it all of your energy. You still give it all this praise for what? Because you're in debt to them? I would not be praising who I'm in debt with. You see? And this is something that I had to learn from my parents. You know, I'm not here to put all of our business out there, but this is for the world. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than us. You know, sometimes us, like the parents, y'all live in this world. Y'all live in y'all's own world that y'all been living in for 40, 50, 60 something years. And you're passing that down to us. You know, it's like my parents did well. You know what I'm saying? They did well. You know, comfortable, middle class. You know what I'm saying? I never struggled for anything. There were some things that were outside of our reach, but there was never a moment where I just felt like I was lacking, where I ever felt like I wasn't doing anything. You know, I wasn't able to get what I wanted. I always got what I wanted. I was a spoiled middle class kid. Shout out to my parents for always providing for me. You know, but this is the hardest part about being a parent. You will never do anything right. No parent can do everything perfectly right. You know, when you need to instill discipline, your kid's going to get mad at you. If you let your kid be too free, then they're going to go make all these crazy mistakes and then somehow circle all the way back around and blame you. But when I go back and I think about those kids, I'm like, this is the life that you provided for your kids, to put them here. You know, that's what I think about. Nothing infuriates me more when I'm speaking this spiritual knowledge, this health, this wisdom that I'm passing on just from things that I've learned in my own experience. And kids come up to me, and by kids, I mean like minors, like 13 to 17. You know, I think 13 to 15 is usually who I'm talking to. And they tell me that they can't do such and such because their parents don't want them changing up their deodorant. Their parents, don't want them changing up their shampoo. Their parents don't want them listening to subconscious frequencies. Oh, that's the devil. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's going to turn you into a hippie. That's going to do this because they're projecting their own limitations on you. Something that parents don't understand is you will never know everything about your kids, ever. My parents just now learned about the hardships I went through in college, through my YouTube channel. For me and not being able to articulate to them, I did it through this platform. So they just now know, wow, I didn't know any of that. Wow, I didn't know that this was going on. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't. And you never would, because y'all were so proud of what I was doing. I didn't want to embarrass y'all. I didn't want y'all worried about me. So I just took the bullet for y'all. I knew the sacrifices that y'all made for me after a while, when I started to learn about money when I was even in school. You know, and I just knew that I couldn't complain about it at that time because I knew what y'all put me through. And that's where some of us kids are. You taught us humbleness. You taught us to be appreciative of all this type of stuff. So we keep things from you because it would come across as ungrateful if we were to present that information to you. But then some of you parents act like some of our most childish peers. You know, some of our hating ass peers. Some of our parents are some of our biggest haters. You know, oh, that's weird. Why are you doing that? Why are you wearing that necklace? Why don't you want to participate in this tradition anymore? Why don't you want to eat our food anymore? Oh, you think you're doing this? Oh, that's my weird son over there. That's my weird daughter over there. Oh, she likes to burn sage. Like, oh my God, I know it's weird, guys. I know. Just let her be. What happened to y'all supporting our growth? I live under the principle when it comes to having a child that you make sure that you propel them. You make sure that they are better than you. But some of y'all set the bar so low. And I'm not talking about my parents. My parents are great. I'm talking about y'all that are hindering this new wave of information. These kids, man, I'm getting emotional, man. Like, I'm serious, man. Like, I feel the tears bubbling up. You know, these kids are our future. And y'all living in this stupid ass sense of complacency are making these kids be as complacent as you as a 13, 14-year-old. Your kid wants to change up his diet. Your kid doesn't want to eat chitlins. Your kid doesn't want to eat pig feet. Your kid doesn't want to eat the scraps of an animal anymore because they've went out there and did their research. But it's tradition. Tradition does not mean that what you're putting in your body isn't poisoning you. These kids have these crazy imaginations. These kids could make you millionaires if you just show the sacrifice that some of the sacrifices that my parents made for me. You see what I'm saying? And we made the sacrifice for these schools. Oh, that's the only sacrifice you can make? No, make the sacrifice. Say, yo, you're going to have a different path, my child. You're going to be on a path where you can go do whatever it is that you want. As long as you put your heart, as long as you put all your full-blown effort in it, as long as you feel passionate about what you do, I'm going to support whatever it is that you want to do, no matter what. Even if that means you got to live with me. Some of y'all still live in this timeline. By 18, by 21, you need to be out of here. What if it takes a little bit longer for your kid to get off the ground? You're just going to be like, oh, you're a loser. My child's still 23 living with me. Blah, 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 blah. No. If my kid wants to do this and I see them working every single day, they in my basement and they working hard. They over here soldering shit like Iron Man or something like that. They're soldering, they're painting, they're sitting back. I can hear them frustrated about the failure that they just had. But I taught them as a parent to fail forward. You know, and I hear them failing. I hear them getting frustrated. I hear them walking upstairs, just walking in circles, thinking about something. Do you know how proud as a parent I would be to see my 23-year-old son or daughter walking around frustrated because they're trying to find something. They're trying to get that last little piece of the puzzle. But some of y'all say, well, since you failed so many times, maybe you should give up and try something else. What's wrong with you? You want your kid perpetuating that same little limitation mindset that you're living in? Some of you parents need to wake up. Some of you parents need to really kickstart y'all's engines again. Because I see some of y'all look pathetic to me. You got these young kids out here that want to do something great, but you done given up on your hopes and dreams already. You know, we're going to like, you know, a slight little pivot, little rant on this one too. You know, I've been seeing like the older generation talking about how marriage, like especially the older generation of men, some of you hurt ass men out there, just like how like women are being taught by their hurt ass aunties. Well, some of us young men are being hurt by our hurt ass uncles. Marriage is stupid. Men never get married. Never get married because all they're going to do is take your money. No, because your hurt ass got, you know, like got a little overzealous and picked the wrong one and wasn't here to identify red flags before they got too serious. You were going to pass that on to us men? Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I live for marriage. I can't wait to have my wife. You know what I'm saying? My forever partner. I can't wait for that. Of course, I will take your wisdom, but I'm not going to take everything you're saying. You know, because what y'all are teaching is these young men. You're teaching a lot of these young men that all these women, all they care about is money. Don't get me wrong. Yes, that is something that is plaguing our community. You know, like, and I'm talking about everybody. Men, all men and women, all walks of life, all skin colors and all that type of stuff. You know, but you telling these young men out here to not give a shit about marriage. What? You know, that is weird to me. This is crazy thing that some of us men don't know anything about. It's this crazy word called commitment. And some of y'all don't know shit about that. And some of our uncles don't know shit about that. And they're passing on our information to us. You know, it's like we are here to build the foundation for our children. Your life is not your own. And you won't keep on sitting here projecting your beliefs on other people. Come on, you can have a drink with me. Come on, you can have a smoke with me. Come on, man, you do. You know, I had a conversation with someone really close to me. And I was talking to them about like how I practice semen retention, how I practice celibacy. And all they kept telling me out there was, go get you some pussy, man. Go get you some pussy, man. Go get you some pussy, man. That's all they kept saying over and over. Don't get me wrong. I'm used to this. I'm used to this when I talk to men about this. Man, you a handsome man. Go get you some ass, bro. Go get you some play. And I'm like, oh my God. If I listen to you, I'd be in your situation. That's why you're here and I'm here. I'm not saying I'm above you. I'm just saying my group of decisions led me to feel powerful, brought all the success into my life. Yours got you sitting here wondering why you can't find no woman to appreciate you. But you want to think with your dick and you want to pass that down to the young men. Let's go on to the hurt ass aunties. If he don't take you on no fine ass first date on the first date, then he ain't worth your time. Sweetie, what happens when you meet a man like me with that dumbass mindset? I am never gonna take no girl. I don't care if I was a quadrillionaire and I own the Pacific Ocean. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna take a woman on some 5-star restaurant on the first date. What happens when I can't stand your ass and I spent all this money on you? I spent all this money on somebody that I can't stand. Likewise, you find out I'm a piece of shit. And you with that mindset, well, at least he took me on the first date, so he got money, so I'm going to put up with him. What? Some of you women will be so quick to like pass by a good man that's willing to sacrifice everything for you. He will starve in order for you to eat, but you will pass him by. You'll pass him by because he ain't got no money, because he ain't driving the Rolls Royce, he ain't driving the Mercedes. So, you know, this is the shit that's passed down for us. This generational hurt. You know, of course, what we call generational curses. Oh, all the women in my family aren't getting married, or they're all baby mamas and blah, 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 but none of them are married because they're passing on the same mindset over and over and over. I've seen this with friends close to me, and I see what was passed down on to them. You know, someone very close to me that I had to cut ties with now. I was very patient with her, but I had to cut ties with. You know, I'm done with it. Sorry. You know, But the bar was so low. And let me go ahead and express this. I know I started talking about parents, and I'm going to bring it back. You know, because this is still technically a mindset that she has to break out of that was passed down to her from her mother. You know, it's like I actually had to like cut this person off, not because of like the way they were talking to me, anything like that. That did help because you cut me off 6 times in the middle of one conversation. I don't play with that shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't cut me off. It's like, I understand if you think someone's talking and you start talking, it's like, oh, my bad, my bad. But like, you just literally went out of your way 6 times in one conversation. Nah, I don't play that shit. But anyway, the fact that you think that you're allowed to speak to a real man like that shows where you at. But we were having a conversation. This is where things got heated. You know, I was like, me as a man, I have 3 criteria, 3 very simple criteria that any woman that's trying to enter my life can fill in these boxes any way that she sees fit. And it's up to me as someone living their own individual life to go through and sift through to see if this works for me. Mind, body, spirit. Am I attracted to you? And I went one by one with her. Yes, that's true. Okay, that makes sense that you should be attracted to your partner. No shit. Okay, mental. Okay, can we have a philosophical conversation? Can you take responsibility when you say something out of line? Or if I have to check you, will you get offended and go running away like, you ain't gonna talk to me like that? Or are you gonna be an adult? Are you gonna be a woman and say, you know what, I did wild out. I did let my emotions get the best of me. Likewise for me, I have to do the same thing. I'm not asking anything crazy. Spiritual. You know, do you have some type of spiritual guidance? Do you have something bigger than yourself that guides you? So I don't care if you believe in God. I don't care if you believe in Jesus. I don't care if you believe in Buddha. I don't care if you have to pray to the east, the west, whatever direction it is. I don't care. Do you have some type of information, some type of connection to a higher power that can give you some foresight and something that you can't see with your 2 eyes? And are all of these compatible with one another? And then, like, I was talking about our goals. So after that, like, I was talking about the goals and dreams. Our goals and dreams have to be compatible. I don't care what your goals and dreams are. It's just they have to be compatible with me. And, like, we got to this part where I was like, so let's just be a hypothetical. And I made a hyperbolic on purpose. I am a trillionaire. All right? I am a trillionaire. I'm balling. I own the Pacific Ocean. I'm supposed to be okay with a woman whose biggest dream, you can reach into Pandora's box and pick out anything that you want. I'm supposed to be okay with a woman that her biggest dream, her biggest goal in life is anything in the cosmos. She wants to upgrade from fry cook to flipping patties at McDonald's. I'm supposed to be okay with that. I'm out here trying to save souls, and that's her biggest dream. I'm supposed to be okay with that? Well, yeah, because who are you to tell someone's dream isn't this or that? No, that's very lowballing. That's a low-level dream. Maybe I'm a little bit in the wrong for that, but that don't make no damn sense for me. Like, I'm out here doing this and you flipping burgers. The fuck? Like, it's like, if that's your dream and that's your passion, you go ahead, boo-boo. You go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be over here. You know, you let me know when you upgrade. You know? And that just showed me that not only did you disrespect me, but then that just shows your dreams. That shows how low your aspirations are for life. And I ain't got time for that. You know, I ain't got time for that shit. You know, that's dead weight. I'm moving too fast right now. I'm moving with so much momentum right now. I can't do that. And all that mindset came from her mother that passed that little ass frame of reference down to her child. And whenever that child was trying to go out here and do something different, her mom always faced her with judgment, rejection, all this type of shit that was like, well, damn, okay, I don't want to piss off my mom, so I'll just respect my mother's wishes. There comes a point in the young person's life where you just say, yo, fuck what my parents want to do. I'm going to do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? I got to do what I got to do. They live in this limitation. You want to sit here all day, drink your beer, sit here watching TV all day? You got it. You go for it. I'm not going to live your life. There are things that you taught me. With all parents, I'm sure all children, we can look at our parents and be like, there are some things that I'm so grateful that you taught me. You know, I'm so grateful for that, and I'm thankful because that established my foundation. But there are some things I look at when I see some of y'all, like when it comes to my parents, when it comes to everybody else out there, I'm sure all of us have had this feeling where it's like there are certain things about your parents you don't like. So why would you as the individual imitate those behaviors of those things that you don't like? You have to create your own world. I am also in the belief, and this is where some parents don't get it. This is where they don't get this new wave of spiritual children coming in. You know, it's like, I don't get it how I believe truly that there is a physical family and there's a spiritual cosmic family. These are just the family that this is just the portal that you came through. All right. And these are your physical family. Some of them you could be bonded with. Some of these physical family are indeed your spiritual family, right? Whoever you have that close bond with. But why is it that I'm closer to some of my friends than some of my family? That goes to show you something. You know, that's why we always say my friends and family, because your friends are your family. Your friends are your true family. White, black, Asian, I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why you were magnetized towards those people instead of your own blood sometimes. Because your own bloods will be sometimes the ones that will cheat you quicker than some of your real friends. Some of my real friends will drop everything that they're doing to come help me, to come do something for me. And if I'm not saying this about my family necessarily, because my family's kind of dope. I won't even front. But it's like on both sides of my family, if I say, hey guys, help me, I wouldn't get a text back. I wouldn't get a call back. And I know some of y'all have experienced that. You see what I'm saying? It's like, this is the way that I'm looking at life. And all of this, how is it that we act as kids? Or how is it that we're acting as we are growing? We learn from our parents. We learn from our environments. All right? You know, it's just like we have to start thinking for ourselves, the youth. We need to think for ourselves now. Because all these old people, oh, you damn millennials, blah, blah, blah. Well, we are your offspring. We came from the world that you fucked up before we got here. Y'all had so many economic collapses. Y'all had all this racism. Y'all had all this type of stuff. And y'all worried about y'all judging us? Come on, man. You know, and we're gonna talk about this one too while we're here. You know, trigger warning for all you parents that fucked up. You know, I'm told you, I'm activated right now. I don't give a shit who gets offended by this, because this is the truth. Over here getting people these falcon punches. Go ahead signing your kids up for some experimental drugs. You know, oh, this is a normal shot, sweetie. This is regular. This is normal. Just go ahead and do it. Let this stranger inject something into your arm, sweetie. This is the doctor. They're a doctor. Cool. What's your doctor's favorite color? What's your doctor's favorite candy? What city does your doctor live? You know, what's their favorite sport? What school do they go to? Sometimes they got their diploma on the wall. You don't even know what school they went to. And you act like you know this person. We tell our kids, don't take candy from strangers, but yet we'll sign them up. Lift your sleeve up, honey. Take this random pill, honey. Hey, sit in this machine, sweetie. And you want to be a parent. Y'all don't even be looking at the nutritional labels on food. All these things that I'm showing you, your kids will come show you. And like, that's nice, you're just a child. You don't know what you're talking about. Eating all those chemicals that they just identified for you. You're going to stay. You choose to stay in this level of ignorance. Like I said in the beginning, we are supposed to make sure our children are better than us. But doesn't it raise the bar if you as a parent keep on improving yourselves? I'm not saying there's not parents out here that aren't doing that. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about those complacent ass parents that do the same thing every single day. Work, home, repeat. Work, home, repeat. Work, home, repeat. I went to college. We all went to, like, there's that clip where like that football basketball player, when he was like telling the world, what's that thing where they pick the hats of what school they're going to, whatever. They got all these parents, like all the mom left her child because he chose to do something different. She was like wearing like the Alabama shirt, and he chose to go to Florida. And I think it was like for football or something like that. It makes more sense to go to Florida. Florida has a great football program. And she just straight up abandoned him because she didn't do what he wanted him to do. That's his fucking life. You see what I'm saying? That's just picking a school. Why does that matter so much? And you abandon me? I can't even lie. I know my mom would never abandon me. She's told me many times she would die for me. You know what I'm saying? But if I were ever in that situation where my mom abandoned me on a big decision that I made in my own life, I would never speak to her again. Never. Never. You see what I'm saying? And then you'll have this big old beef for no reason. I would forgive, but I wouldn't. You as my mother, especially a black mother, abandoned me because I chose to go to another institution, you know, of higher learning and all that type of shit. It's like some of y'all have been so duped. Some of you parents, if your child said right now they don't want to go to college, you will look at them like they're crazy. You would automatically label them as a fuck up. You would. You would, because they didn't follow in your tracks. They didn't do what you wanted them to do. That's why I'm so happy to have my parents. Don't get me wrong, I got to put my foot up their ass a couple of times here and there. But you know what I'm saying? They let me make my own decisions. That's why I came out like this. I can think for myself. I do my own research on everything because this is my life. And I'm always been the loner. I've always had to be away from everyone because I see the circle that they're doing. That's why I have to go out there, learn something new, and bring back this information to my people. You know, AKA my family, my mom, my dad, grandma, grandpa, whoever wants to listen to me. I will gladly sit down and educate you. But I couldn't go out here and bring you new knowledge if I stayed in your world. This is just my life personally. You know, it's like this is just the world that we live in. The same things that you hate in the world is what you set up for us, parents, grandparents. You know, can't teach an old dog new tricks. Okay, cool. So why is my grandma having discussions with me about the difference between religion and spirituality? Why is it that when we have discussions about some things that she's been believing for decades and decades and decades, she's like, wow, I never thought about it like that. How is it that my grandma, 80-something years young, can come out here and have a change of thought? Really ponder some stuff that she's been believing for so long. But our parents in their 40s, 50s, 60s can't. Oh, well, no, you're fucking lazy. Parents, your flame has died out, acting like your life is over. Midlife crisis, my ass. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are 50. Oh, I'm 50. I'm old. I'm starting to get tired. And these are things that you're telling. You know, your kid will come up to you and say, but dad, mom, grandma, grandpa, uncle, aunt, you know, the power of your word is so important. You can't call yourself old. You can't say you're tired. You can't admit to the illness. No, I'm old. See, I have my hands are locking up. My heart's beating a little bit hard. Hold on, let me grab me a hot dog real quick, which is made of all these animal scraps. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just don't got it in me no more. So you made the decision to go eat that damn hot dog, that shredded up animal leftovers, you know, like freaking pig testicles, pig snouts and ears, you know, grinded up cartilage and all that type of stuff. Oh, well, I've been eating these as a kid. Well, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, auntie, teachers, this is what's in these and you're feeding these to our kids. This is what, you know, I remember my favorite combination of food, cheeseburger, fries, and then for some reason, they give you milk cartons. Milk makes you strong bones. Milk makes strong bones for a fucking cow. What cow do you see sucking on a human titty? What goat do you see drinking from a cow's udder? Why is it that everything else in nature knows what the fuck to do when it comes to the health and the body of all of their children, but we as humans, as so sophisticated and complex thinking organisms, can't figure out how to feed our own children? Why do you think it's like, that's what I learned from Dick Gregory. You can't feed a baby cow's milk because that gives him a higher likelihood of crib death. Because why do you think, I've said this 1,000 times at this point, why do you think Elmer's Glue's mascot is a cow? That's not something we're supposed to put in our bodies. But, oh no, I've been drinking milk and I came out fine. Yeah, we made it through. But goddamn, it's like, okay, do you want to survive or do you want to thrive? A lot of our parents have taken their foot off the gas. Well, I did what I was supposed to have to do. I raised you until you moved out, so now I can go live my life. No, you as a parent need to be out here bettering yourself. If you better yourself, that's going to inspire your child. Well, like even when you pass on and you go on to glory, it's like even up into their 90s, even up into their hundreds. My grandma, my great grandpa, my mom, my dad, they were out there hustling. They were out there growing. They were out there working on themselves. They were out there accomplishing goals where all these other parents were falling behind. My parents, my grandparents, my great grandparents, whoever, they were out there doing great things. What's a better story than, like, well, compare that to, well, yeah, my father, my grandma, my uncle, my whoever, yeah, they died of cardiac disease. Then their father died from the same thing. Their father died from the same thing. It's almost like a whole series of decisions led to the same exact fucking outcome. And that's what you're trying to teach us to do. You know, like, bro, like I said, I've almost teared up like 4 different times in this little rant here. You know what I'm saying? You parents need to stop holding us kids back. And I say us kids because I'm still a baby out here. Don't get me wrong, I'm an old soul. I know I'm 8 gajillion years old. You know what I'm saying? I just came back here to wake up the world. You know, but it's just like, I know parents, I know nothing about this. You know, I'm a single man living out my dreams, doing whatever I need to do, right? But it's like when I'm a parent, these are the things I'm thinking about. I'm making the plan right now. And it's like, I'm not just talking about how I'm going to raise them. I want to be that example for them when I'm supposed to be old and I look like a 20-something year old when I'm 60. This is what I'm working towards now. Who's to say y'all can't do it? Y'all believe in age. You believe in sickness because you come from a denser time. Back in my day, your day has come and gone. We are in the present now. Act like it. Y'all are still living in the past. Back in my day, yeah, I remember back in high school. You are a 60-year-old talking about back in high school. Grow up. You know, there is literally a psychological trend that people peak in high school. Where do you think this trend came? Back in high school, oh, I was a player. When you were 16 years old, you were picking up dumb little girls? You were so fine and youthful and fertile as a 16-year-old girl? Congratulations. Wow, everyone was. You know what I'm saying? Or if you were a dork, it's like, well, I changed my life. That's so much of a better story. I changed my life after high school. I was a loser. I was a dork. I was a nerd. I was fat. I was full of pimples and acne, whatever. And look at me now. Look at the house that we live in. Look at all the land that I've accrued instead of all the debt that you've accrued. A lot of us have learned debt mindset from our parents. We have learned poverty from our parents. We have learned complacency from our parents. And whenever we as the youth come out here and we start to want to do something, we want to start to change the game. We want to start to shift that momentum from the negative way to the positive way. Sometimes y'all are our biggest obstacles. Our own parents are our biggest obstacles, are our biggest haters. You know what I'm saying? It pains me, man. When these young kids come up to me and say, my parents won't let me. My parents won't let me. My parents won't let me. And I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing as parents, man? Man, I'm done, man. To the next one.